a neo-Nazi march in Australia. How do you feel about that? Just happened just a couple of days ago. Let's talk about it. It's Kbizzel and I'm here with...
Let's talk about it with Ochan.
All right, so we're gonna break down this video. This happened in Australia, Melbourne, on the weekend, basically Friday night, technically Saturday morning, in the early hours of the morning. So let's see what's up, let's go. Stop right there. The fact that the police are getting out of their way is like incredible. They're basically saying, all right, they're coming this way, there's too many of them, so let's just let them have their way and we'll sort something out a little bit later. I don't know if that's like some sort of high-level chief or some sort of, you know, lieutenant who's telling them to do that, or maybe it's coming from a higher part, like a political part, but normally police use overuse of force. One person does something, they send 10 cars. So why, when there's literally nearly 1,000 people potentially marching, there's a lot of people there, a lot of guys in black, probably women as well. Why are they going, all right, let's let them walk on the tram stop, let's let them slow down people getting home, let's let them have their say? Why? I don't understand.
I just don't get the double standard of, you know, what's going on in Australia per se.
Yeah.
Like, these people been doing this for like a while, right? First of all, they started in Northland. Now they're moving into city. Now you don't know how far they will go. Next minute, back in Smash, Geelong, different places, you know. But you don't see them doing this in places like Hillsville, Stevenson Falls.
Why do you think so?
Because it's mainly people that look like them. You know what I mean? They go into places where there's migrants.
They want the reaction. They want it to look like that and feel like that. You know what I mean? It's like a bigger sort of media stunt. And they've even been doing it in front of like parliamentary electorates or political parties as well. You know, like they stand in front of it and just be like, "It's Australia's for the white man." Like they just do all that, and it just goes unchecked. And you have to think like, why is it going unchecked? And I'll say another thing, it makes actually Australians as a whole look bad, it makes the country look bad, and also makes white Australians look bad as well, in my opinion. Because it's almost like, why aren't you saying anything, and why are you allowed to just go that far with it? Why can't they just do that? I generally don't understand. Because if I was to get me, you, and some other black dudes, and we start doing that on Burke Street right now in Melbourne, going down, do you think the cops are just gonna be like, oh yeah, free speech, let them have their say? Hell no, bro. I'm gonna be on the ground like I'm a terrorist, I'm doing anything. But these guys is not looking for it. Yeah, exactly.
We definitely gonna be African gang.
Bro, they're just giving them the utmost respect and prestige, and it's because they're white. It's literally white privilege at play. People are gonna be like, it's not like that, we just don't know. No, it's not, because the fact of which is the difference is the fact that I'm not allowed to do it, but they're allowed to do it. It's not even that. Why are they able to do it and they're not getting checked? Bro, it's like a riot.
It is a riot. That's not a protest, that is a riot. That's literally, they're trying to form a coup, man.
Trying to take over.
Yeah, they're trying to take over this. Because like, and they're hating migrants, specifically black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is crazy. Imagine that, like, you literally single out a specific group of people and you wanna take on these people. See, like, when I made the video about the 1%, African people in general don't even make up 1% in Australia.
But it's such a big problem, isn't it?
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
we don't even
per capita. Yeah. Oh, in this small area, they're really bad. Like, bro, they make up anything just to be relevant and to have their...
Which is crazy.
Yeah, weird ideology stay relevant, you know?
Bro, I'm pretty sure right now, 60% of Australians that live somewhere in a rural area has never met a black person.
Yeah, hundreds.
You know what I'm saying?
Hundreds.
And how does that now says that we are criminals or gangs if 60% or 60 or more of Australian people in a rural area has never seen a black African person?
Because it's not about stats and truth and reality. It's about, I feel some type of way about something. I've been told something and I feel like I'm losing ground which wasn't mine to begin with because it was Indigenous people, but I'm losing it because it's mine now. And we have a majority stake over it and it should stay like that. So we want to have it look a certain way. We want to move in a certain light. So that's why, in my opinion, these guys are allowed to move like this because in the back of every maybe white person's head or Australian's head who is quote unquote, you know, Caucasianish, they're like, well, it's not really affecting us because we're still going to be good at the end of the day. 100%. Whereas if it was a black person and a big group doing it, it's a direct threat to them because it's like, well, that's gonna wipe us out. Basically, they're reacting how the Indigenous reacted to them, which is, hey, you're taking something from us. But the only difference is they stole it, and the difference is these immigrants have come legally, bro.
But what I don't get, right, when I hear this a lot where, you know, people go, oh, you know, white race is going extinct or they're getting wiped out. Bro, 92% of Australia is white. You know what I'm saying? Like, how? How are they getting wiped out?
Bro.
Like, that does not make, bro, if there were 10%, 20%, then I would have been like, you know what? Yeah, you guys are the verge of getting extinct. But like, you make 92% and you're still freaking out. Like, that's crazy.
Look, if you're one of the Australians who, obviously you're a white person, most likely, and you're against this, stay tuned to this video and at the end, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that. Make sure you voice your opinion in the comments and prove to yourself, to the nation, and for us as one unit that, you know what, this is wrong, this behavior is wrong, and call it out. Don't be an enabler and say nothing. Sit there and be like, oh, it doesn't affect me, it's really wrong, blah, 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 I have a black friend. Be the person who actually is part of the change. Now, you don't need to go there and protest, which I would like you to do. Because it's going to be different coming from a white person to a white person versus an immigrant. They think I have an ulterior motive, right? So make sure you make the change. Say something in the comments, speak up. That goes for all the people we've played sport with. That goes for all the people who have these views or have married an immigrant or maybe dating someone of a person of color. That goes for you. Stand up, have your say. White or black, yeah? Bro, let's run the tape. Bro, I don't want to say this, normally I'm very alert and observant, but as soon as I hear the song when they're chanting, I just go into, terrorism, like something's happening. Like I could listen in, it's probably maybe not even that bad a song, I haven't really heard the words specifically, but let's just be real. The energy behind the song and what they're using it for is the real issue, you know what I mean? It's just like, they think it's their thing, it's their spot. And I know you were saying that some of the guys look young. I feel like there's older people, younger people. I think there's all age groups. So when people be like, oh my gosh, racism's dying out with the old people in Australia. No, it's not. No, it's not.
I actually think there's more racism now than it has ever been.
Yeah, the older dudes are told the younger dudes.
Yeah, I think there's more racism now in Australia. Like, you go into many different places now, and I feel like we can see it clearly now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much. Maybe back in the day, I don't know, like,
because of video cameras and stuff
maybe
like that.
back in the days would be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Where like they'll hide, you know, they'll use it in certain areas. But now it's like it's clear.
Bro, it's like the tape's there. The tape is there. Like, you can't look at this and be like, oh my gosh, just free speech. And the reason you can't say that is because if it was to happen to you and you were in our position, you wouldn't want that to be done to you. Now you're gonna say, oh, it's fair. If it's India, I go to India, then I would understand that. Bro, imagine making a sign, ban all N-words and standing at Northland Shopping Centre. Imagine walking through the street on the tram line, not letting people go to work or go home who've had a long day, who are basically giving into the nation, and then you just go, well, I don't care. I'm gonna get 1,000 more of my buddies. I'm gonna walk the street and say, no more white people. Bro, you guys would never accept that. And I'm not even asking you to accept that. I'm asking you to call it out. And if you don't call it out, then you're part of their team, which basically shows low-key, you may not think you're a racist because you don't feel like one, but facts over feelings show that you are, because you're participating and helping by enabling or not saying anything, at least, for them to stay strong. And you know what? You know what's really funny? The same laws and authorities which are against this, quote unquote against it, are the same ones that protect them. Similar to a criminal. A criminal goes to the police or goes to the justice system and goes, you're not allowed to break the law. You have to do the right thing to me. Because the criminal is holding the justice system and the police to a higher standard. So the justice system's not allowed to do wrong stuff to them, but the criminal gets to bend the rules, right? That's what they're doing here. They're bending the rules, and then they're saying, well, you're not allowed to get me in trouble. This is my statutory right, or something like that. Bro, we're not saying bend the rules, but we're saying at least uphold the law. Yeah, bro, there's immigrants there, there's Asians there, there's like people. There's heaps of that. They're just like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I guess they just have to take this disrespect. Doesn't matter if they're Australian citizens and they migrated here normally. Just take it. Just take it.
I don't get it, because we all migrant, even the same people here, they left Europe.
Yeah.
And they came down here on boats.
Bro, so they're migrants too. Talking about getting the other migrants out. Like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy whenever people go, oh, get migrants out of here. I'm like, bro, you just got here.
How stupid
I just got here.
You know
I got here, you got here.
Yeah.
We both now Australians.
We're all migrants, right?
You know what I mean?
Except for the indigenous, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If indigenous person say, everybody should leave, yo, we leaving. But it's just somebody else that came here, stole the land, and then all of a sudden telling me to leave? Come on, bro. Like, let's be for real.
They don't see it like that though, because in their head it's like, I'm not a migrant because I've been here long enough. They just re-change the word or the verbiage or the phraseology to fit how they feel or how it looks at it. Technically, you're a migrant and you've come from a migrant. So you have the same energy or outlook as the Indian or the Asian who's come here. But they don't view it that way. They view it like, no, this is ours. But then you bring into the scenario, or what about indigenous? Yeah, but that's different. What you mean it's different? That's like being like, oh, the sky's not blue anymore, it's green.
The crazy thing as well is when we think about like South Africa, it's the same kind of mindset, right?
Literally.
Where like you got the Dutch came there, they came with the name Balls, and then all of a sudden they came up with this colored. They came with that with the colored first, because before that they didn't call them colored, they called them Afrikaans. And then when they're like, oh, Balls sounds too European. We need to feel like we're Africans.
Yeah,
so
like
what
it's
they started
theirs,
doing, so they took that name from the colored, gave colored the name colored, took that name and called themselves Afrikaans. What about Dutch that makes them African? That they can call themselves Africans?
They just reframe, just pivot, reframe it, you know what I mean? Oh, this is not working and I don't feel like it's working, but low-key in their heart they know this is what the truth is,
They're migrants, same thing as here. Everybody here migrant, you're not really from here. Same thing as a white South African is from Europe, they're not Africans. So like,
bro,
at the end of the day, the owner of the land has the right to decide who stays. And somebody that just got here, man, it's like a visitor walking into this room right now and tell us, you know what? We're gonna take all the equipment, and you can't use the goddamn equipment anymore. And we gotta, obey to that. Go, you know what? Okay, you know what? You can have the equipment. And then they're like, you know what? What about the table? Now we're gonna take the table too.
So selfish.
You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. Like, me breaking it down like that doesn't even make sense. Like, you just come in to just take somebody's thing and then telling them where they should be sleeping in that same house.
Bro.
Like, that's crazy.
You know what's really interesting about it? I don't even know if you can call someone who stole the land migrant, because
thieves.
Because a migrant, so an Indian who's come from India, who's gone through the proper legal system and lives here now, you would be like, they migrated here, they're an immigrant. But if you've taken something from someone, is that still a migrant or is that a thief?
That's a thief.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to be like, okay, the generations after them, like the the forefathers' children, that counts as well. But you have to bring it into play. Like, you can't just not. But when we talk about that, then you guys get upset. Like, oh, why are you trying to bring division? Bro, they're marching in the street. You're not saying anything about it. You're not saying anything about it, but you're getting upset because we're talking about what is a migrant and what's fair.
This is thieves. Literally, this is thieves.
Yeah, and they're trying to steal something back again.
100%.
Even though there's Australian people who wanted immigrants here, or it's helping the nation in terms of economy, in terms of like, labor, things like that. Bro, I don't even know how many minutes we have left. This is such a triggering thing.
One more! Don't care if we're loved or we're hated. We're a town full of deceivers and men.
Escorting them, they're helping. Don't touch them. Bro, I have to say this. You're gonna stop me in a car on suspicion that I could have a weapon. You're gonna tell me stuff. And these guys who are covering their faces in the city, in a public area, who have also done the same thing at Northland, you're not gonna stop them and be like, hey, do they have weapons on them? Do they have knives? Do they have machetes? Do they have guns? What's more likely, me to have dangerous weapons on me when I'm driving, or them, a borderline terrorist group, to have weapons and want to do damage? You tell me. Double standard?
It doesn't make sense. And the police, bro, the police literally could have just arrested all of them.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, that's public disturbing.
Literally, and hate speech and
that's
division.
Literally public disturbing, hate speech, and violating the public space.
And on the tram, stopping the tram from going places as well, and intimidating people. And most of all, they said they're Nazis, bro.
Yeah, that's it. See, it's crazy.
It's actually comical because they're able to get away with it because the same laws which protect them are the same laws which they're trying to destroy. That's the crazy thing about it. It's comical. All you can do is really laugh.
All I gotta say, education has failed a lot of these guys, bro. They could have gone to school and learned something, but that's crazy.
I know, bro. Some of them probably do go to school or are wealthy, or more of them maybe aren't educated, but it's in all to put this whole thing together, there's some sort of strategy and education behind it. The chanting, like they know what the police can and can't do. There's a lot of research was done. This is a group. This is a cult slash neo-Nazi slash we hate immigrants, hate anyone who's not white, and we're gonna take Australia back group. Bruh. If that isn't a hate group, hate speech, or terrorism, or on the way to recruiting other people, because they got like a website and stuff, bro, and they're recruiting people. If that isn't going a certain way to mass murders and hurting people and intimidation, then what is? And if you justify that, then I don't know, dude. So you can't expect the people who aren't like white to have faith in the system, because look at what's going on.
100%. Let's finish it off.
Yeah, bruh.
Everyone's trying to go.
That's pretty much it, isn't it?
Man.
It's rubbish, dude.
It's crazy. Like, seeing how toxic this country is, man. Sometimes it's sickening. It's sickening sometimes, thinking about it. It's like, this is a thing that I used to feel, right? Because I live in an area where I don't see black people. Like, I see black people once in a blue moon.
Hang with whites.
You know what I mean? And, but I used to get so scared walking down the street because
Really?
I'm like, imagine one day they just decided they wanna public execute me on the goddamn road. They could do that because they have the power to do it. There's so many of them.
And experience shows you that it's not impossible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because of what's actually happened.
They used to
you know what I
lynch.
mean?
Yeah, they used to lynch us back in the days.
I always get the same feeling if I'm in a country rural town as well.
Okay.
Which, you know, if I've had to go there for some reason or whatever, I'm always very skeptical because I'm like, first of all, I'm far away from the city. And secondly, it's just something else, they had their own ways. And people are gonna be like, why would that happen? Come into Australia. Bro, did you just see the tape? If they can do that in the city, imagine what they're doing when it's like not hidden.
100%. Bro, that's crazy. Because I used to get these chills walking down the street. I'm like, man, I don't know if the police is gonna be the one doing it.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's
because they're
gonna
part
be
of
some
it.
regular
They're buddies.
civilians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. It makes you be on your toe. I mean, this is the first time in my life that I have to be alert all the time. Even when I'm sleeping, bro. Like, you gotta be a light sleeper sometime because you don't know what could go wrong.
You just become desensitized to it because you're just like, oh, this is the reality of the situation and we don't know any differently because that's just how it's been, you know what I mean? But when you think about it, this is rubbish. And that's why this is a call to action. We're not all about just speaking about, oh my gosh, racism, it's a problem, which it is. It's more about prove what side you're on by doing what's right. If you want to hold up Australian values, which is togetherness and multiculturalism and also protecting white identity and Indigenous identity and black identity and all that stuff, prove it. Prove it by doing what's right, by sharing this, commenting on this, and subscribing to this channel and channels like ours, which show you the realness, because we will make the effort to keep on putting this content out for you so we can protect. We are actually advocates for Australia now.
100%.
We got to do it, bro, because no one else is going to do it. Dirty tape. Anyway, it's Kbizzel. I'm here with...
Let's talk about it with Ochan.
All right, we're going to make some other videos, so make sure you get in the comments, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and let's get it, guys.